Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello all. First of all, let me thank all of you who took the time to take part in today's presentation. I'm happy because I can share our study together with all of you. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce myself. I am Irma Amalia, a third semester student of the Islamic Education Department at UIN Malang. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is character education based on religious values, Islamic perspective. I will start by describing education as an investment in human research. Then I will continue by explaining the noble character as a purpose of education, character education. Finally, I will explain some character education strategies. I will first describe education as an investment in human research, after which I will continue to describe the noble character as the purpose of education and character education. To finish, I will explain some character education strategies. My presentation will take about 20 minutes. If you have any question, ask me a maximum of 3 questions. There will be time for a question and answer session after my presentation. The current research on character education is understandable because the biggest problem of all countries in the world is actually not only economic, political, social, and cultural. The basis of all crises is actually a crisis of value and character. Even though the national development achievements are very high, however, if it is not supported by human beings with good personality and noble morals, all these achievements are of no use at all. High state revenue, for example, will be corrupt by unscrupulous state administrators, so that not much can be enjoyed by the wider community in the form of welfare. In this part of my presentation, I want to give you a brief overview of education as a human resource investment. Education is a term that he was probably the same age as human civilization itself. In fact, education is related to the existence and human civilization on earth. In the Islamic perspective, for example, the first human prophet Adam educated by Allah Almighty before embarking on his role as deputy of good on earth. With education, Adam salam recognized its environment and to build early civilization on earth. Until this very day, education is still relevant in enhancing the dignity of humanity and civilization. Because education relates to the subject and the object named man, then whatever education is actually a form of human investment. In terms of development in Indonesia, education is the investment in human research. Term investment in the economy is very close. In the context of economy, development required not only financial capital, but also human capital. So that people can be converted into capital, it must be improved through training and education quality. The concept of human research with intellectual capital relevant with a view of Maulid, which state that completes the life of many people in the global era is based on the level of ownership in science. For example, knowledge-based economy, knowledge-based technology, and knowledge-based education. The existence of human research who have intellectual capital as primary research for the welfare of the community is important. However, be aware that the world of human research investment not only put intellectual capital but also must have a capital behavior and good personality. So the man who would have been result in investment through education is a perfect human being who is not merely intelligent intellectually but also emotionally and spiritually. Intellectual intelligence purpose only refer to individual learners, while emotionally and spiritually intelligent in reference to the interest of human development. Developing the whole person, including the preparation of human being is members of society, good citizen and raise a sense of unity. Let's move on the next PowerPoint. Noble character as the aim of education in law or age 20 year 2003 on National Education System Article 3. It is stated that the national education serves to 1. Develop skill and form the character and civilization of a dignified national. 2. In the context of the intellectual life of the national, aims to develop 3. Aims to develop the potential of students to become men who is faithful and devoted to good, almighty, noble, healthy, knowledgeable, skilled, creative, independent, and 4. Be a citizen of a democratic and accountable. Thus, it can be said that education is theoretically aimed to produce individuals who are knowledgeable, skilled, independent, dynamic, creative, and responsible. At the same time, the national education also aims to produce a man who is faithful, pious, and noble. Faith and devotion must necessarily be seen in everyday life and is reflected in the character of an individual or of noble character that appears in the attitude, behaviors, and interaction with other human beings. In other words, we can say that the goal of national education in Indonesia is the Indonesian mean produce a noble character. The meaning of noble character is an individual who has knowledge of her potential, characterized by values such as reflective, confident, rational, logical, critical, analytical, creative and innovative, independent, healthy living, responsible, love-station, patient, courteous, self-sacrificing, courageous, trustworthy, honest, keeping promise, fair, humble, sincere, forgiving, soft-hearted, loyal, hardworking, diligent, persistent, meticulous, initiative, positive thinking, discipline, anticipatory, initiative, visionary, humble, passionate, dynamic, efficient, upright, the time, dedication, self-control, productive, friendly, love of beauty, sportsmanship, resilient, open, orderly, do not stop on knowledge, but an individual else has the awareness to do better or superior and is also able to act on the potential and consequences. A characteristic is a positive development as the realization of the individual. Individuals who are better or excellent Character is someone who dared to do the best thing for the almighty good, themselves, other, the environment, state, and national and the international community of like to optimize the potential of knowledge itself and accompanied by consciousness, emotional, and motivational. Let's move on the next point. Character educational. Character educational is a system of planting the character value of the school community, which include knowledge, awareness or volition and action to implement those values. Character education can be defined as the deliberate use of all dimensions of school life to foster optimal character development. In character education in school, all of the components should be involved, including the component of education itself. The curriculum, learning and assessment, treatment or management subject. School management, the implementation of the activities or curricular activities, empowerment infrastructure, financing and working throughout the school ethos or environment. In addition, character education is understood as a citizen behavior in school education should be characterized. This now brings us to my next point. The strategy of character education. 1. Providing depth understanding about the importance of noble character. 2. Internalize the feeling of the character. 3. Provide space for action or implementation of character excellence. 4. Internalization follow a fight as a foundation of character change. Okay, I guess that's all I want to say. Thanks to all of you who have heard me present. The problem of character education has become a need that cannot be negotiated anymore. Corruption, character, and moral are at an alarming state. The concept of a beautiful character education is of course useless if it is not supported by all elements of Indonesian society. All parties must be actively involved in character education toward a civilized and dignified country, starting from the level of individuals, families, communities, formal educational institutions, formal educational institution to national leaders and of course scholars and community leaders. Systematic of strategic work plan, synergistic cooperation among various stakeholders is very important to realize effort to improve the quality of the character of the nation which is currently on the verge of collapse. We only have time for 3 questions. Are there any questions? Please for those who want to ask. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.